Good morning. Beautiful day for a ruck. One thing's for certain is doing all these 10 plus milers in a row. I guess that's 6 in a row. That 11 miler, a little bit up tempo for me anyway. On hilly instead of absolutely flat terrain was pretty easy, and I felt great the rest of the day. In comparison, not knocked out at all. Good morning, Mount Whitney. Sunshine. 61 degrees today. So yeah, all towns have this type of thing where, because of housing development, you have a little patch where the water and trash flows down into. It actually becomes a place of life with high grasses, insects, birds, some reptiles, amphibians maybe even, if it's healthy enough, thriving. And this side of the road is a little more explicit. Turned into a wetland education center. Maybe they try to put in more local weeds, local trees that grow in the wetness. Ultimately, we all know these things need to be expanded, right? We're called to make the world better, to live in harmony with creation as its stewards. As a Christian, I believe that firmly, right? These type of little things. Every town, every city, every suburb needs more and more of them, and walkways so people can experience them and live close to non-human life and nature and the beauty of songs and songbirds and insects, and cultivate our love for God's creation. There's some pokeberries in there, lots of them. There's a little trail that goes around it. You can go in there. And the sunken part is set off enough that people know not to go down in there. They expect it to be muddy and sinky, which I'm sure it is sometimes. But if it were that, we'd have that little tree growing there. You don't recognize it's some evergreen. Actually, it looks kind of like a little sequoia of all things. Not sure. Must be something else though. Sequoias don't grow naturally, and I could see no reason why a town would plant them. They're West Coast species, I believe. Here's the end of that little section. Doesn't take much for a town to make something like this, does it? Like Tolkien's elves. That's how we're supposed to live, in harmony. Yeah, and it's kind of a final big thought. Is I think everybody has this intrinsic pull to want to live in harmony with nature in their towns. As a Christian, right? It's that pull to the garden. Knowledge is something lost because of our sinful ways. Every town has good and bad things. But yeah, no matter what your religion or no religion at all. I think it's an intrinsic pull to want to live in harmony with nature in your local place. And this is what makes those local groups, not to move to somewhere that's already beautiful necessarily, but to make your place beautiful. Groups like Kiwanis and its women's garden clubs that go around and make towns and cities and suburbs around the world more beautiful with more diverse plant life and songbirds living in harmony. Good morning. Slow start to the morning. Today we have Psalm 34, taste and see the goodness of the Lord. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall be ever in my mouth. Let my soul glory in the Lord. The lowly will hear me and be glad. The Lord has eyes for the just and ears for their cry. The Lord confronts the evildoers to destroy remembrance of them from the earth. When the just cry out, the Lord hears them, and from all their distress he rescues them. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and those who are crushed in spirit he saves. Many are the troubles of the just one, but out of them all the Lord delivers him. He watches over his bones, not one of them shall be broken.